Ladies and gentlemen, we just triple bat this guy. Man, this actually feels insanely oppressive. Like, look at this. I have his whole hand under my bats right now. Most likely it won't hit anything. But I cannot risk that they have a card that matters. I need to force... Well. The power of more bats. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today Dimir that actually broke the ladder for me. You have seen the win rate, it will be insane, and I'll be honest, like this might be one of the best Dimir's decks I've tried. The deck is super aggressive with the new additions of Escort, that is not only a flash creature, so it perfectly hits into the turn 3 geeks to keep drawing cards, but it also protects one of your creatures, and the Mockingbird, which you can play even 4 of them, because that means you play 7 or 8 bats, and you can steal your opponent's whole hand, and you will see it. You have seen a glimpse in the intro, but there will be more. And to top everything off is Stoic Sphinx, absolutely insane card that makes up for what deck usually lacks. A huge chunk of damage. This is how you close the games very easily. So the deck is super powerful, super quick, and has a lot of flexibility. So I think you will like it, and don't you worry, we'll show stats in the outro. So guys, if you want to become a part of Sloth's inner circle, you can join Patreon and get cool decks before everyone else while also being part of channel's history. And of course, my eternal gratitude, so check it out, link in the description, and let's go into those games because you want to see some bats in the action. And thankfully, one time I won't be the victim for it. So enjoy and have fun. Alright guys, I want to win this game, alright? We are going first, we have good draw, we have good interactions. Let's go. Especially the Malcolm at flash speed is so nice. We will be able to cycle one of the cards that we are drawing. Alright guys, I really want to win this one, and I think we have potential to do so. I really don't want to counter anything, so they have something, but it could be a pump spell, it could be a shock. I think it could be Snake Skill Veil, you know, something like this. Most likely. This should be a creature like Slickshot, right? Oh man, if they pass the turn. Well, they didn't expect that we actually played on curve. They thought that they will answer the next thing. It could be even Lightning Strike. Most of the versions don't play it. But it's fine, you know? Now we will play the Preacher. So that was a shock. Let's see the priority. I think there was no priority. Alright, do we try to counter something or just go Preacher and go super ham? I could get an extra value. If they don't cast anything, we go Malcolm. This is very greedy play. There's nothing for 1 mana. Let's go. I don't think they can answer it because it has 4 toughness and it's extremely hard for them to draw another 2 shocks in 10 cards. So they probably don't have the answer. I think they will go super all in and try to race us. Oh, plotting is not what you... What? Is that a tally ramp? It definitely feels like one. Alright, we need Phantom Interference. Sure, let's keep life. I could get another Preacher, but I don't like this play. I think it's bad. I want to do a land. Thank you, Schaffer, for being nice as always. We could cop it, but let's see the card first. I think we'll go with Malcolm more than anything. They could ramp on the next turn, but... No, we just play Malcolm. It should be good enough, right? It cycles cards, so it's kinda similar to Preacher in a way. We'll find enough of redundant cards that we don't need. That it basically, like, cycling is close to drawing if you close the game quick enough. The only difference is that you have less cards, so if you keep playing full cards every single turn, it's the same, you know, you just have less value. And here we go. What is the big card? Only 5 mana, so that's way less than I expect. I thought they will wait 1 more turn. So let's see what the big card is. They probably want to play something that draws them the card. They are pretty low. Alright, I know you, but I have no idea what you did. Trample, when enters, exile the top card. He may play a card and play a land. That's a really good counter spell target. Like, let's be honest, they also draw a card. Let's go. Let's go. This will be a bit annoying. And I think we have to go with Sphinx. We still draw the card and we kill the Trailblazer, so I think it's a good deal for us. We'll go with the Reef as a tap land. Oh, that's a spell. Alright, this is big. This is actually big, man. And we have very nice mana because we have like 4 mana and either 2 mana plays or 1 4 mana play. So it's actually perfect. It also synergizes, so on the next turn we can put even more pressure. It's interesting they didn't go for it. That suggests they want to resolve another huge creature. And I think, so they will probably play a land. They could even cast another of this one. And we will counter it probably. Or if we think that it doesn't matter to, you know, stop the clock from us, yep, that's exactly the one. So they can draw a card, it only has trample, they can play more lands, which is something, you know, but X is 0, right? Why? Was there a tap? Oh, this was the play. So yeah, this is tap land. If we go Sphinx, this is way better. This is 9 damage, so 13 on 2 turns. We can finish them faster. Listen, very risky play, but I think we can try it. The only effect is that they play an extra land, but we get 5 extra damage thanks to this, and that matters a lot. Yep. We could trade, by the way, if we cared, but I do not. We'll try to cast the next spell. I hope we will have enough, you know, power. Oh, I didn't count the pain lands, but it will be close, but we should be the winner on this one. This has trample, this doesn't. I could go with Mockingbird and Phantom Interference. This is a lot of damage. Yeah, I don't want to go on the Reef. I have too many things to do. Oh, this is a very interesting draw. Man, we could double Bat into counter spell? That is enough to win the game, right? I think. As you can see, it's very close. 9. We're starting with a Bat. We don't want to pain ourselves at any step. And then we'll make our decision, because we will have full information. So what is the next card? 6. If they draw an... no, yeah, it's just Lightning Strike. They cannot win with this hand, I think. Do we care about the next card? If they play this, they don't do anything else. And then we just Malcolm and counter spell. Yep, this should be good enough. We can also use the Reef on the next turn, so we have so much, man. And this Lightning Strike was either to our face or just for Sphinx. Sure. It doesn't really do anything, it just draws them 1 extra card, and if they play this card, they will get countered, because they can only play 2-drop right now. Okay, 3-drop, forgot about this mana. And 3-drop, I guess if they hit... but man, they need to kill Sphinx as well, like I think it's over. What do you do, Raccoon Warrior? First main phase, alright. That doesn't matter. Whenever you expend 4, you gain 3 life. Yeah, they cannot do it. I think it doesn't matter, it doesn't have reach. Yep, that's the moment. That's the moment. 9 damage, sure. 9 is not enough. I'm playing slowly because I want to make sure I don't mess it up. I really want to win this game, and you know, yeah, I appreciate it, man. So we would play Malcolm on top of this, so they would get so much damage. And I mean, you know, not spoiling anything, but I like the results. Alright guys, this is a very interesting hand. It can be the best hand ever, or the worst hand ever. It depends how much removal our opponent will get. But if we can draw a land and hit with Geeks, we should be fine. But we'll see, we'll see. Alright, our opponent took mulligan, so he has less cards, which means Bat way better than normally. So no, you know, we'll see how it goes. That should be red deck, right? There, yep. But it's interesting because normal aggro decks don't play this. So it's either a bad build or not an aggro deck. I mean, we can just check it out, right? We don't need to guess. One removal, sure. I mean, we don't really... Is that... No way. No way! This is our Rakdos deck! Oh my god, this is so cool! This is our Rakdos deck. I honestly think we go for Tishana. I don't see amazing targets here. Man, this is our Rakdos stealing staff control. I love to see it, man. I love to see it. Man, this will be harsh, because if they... Another one. I need to go for the throat, right? So what is the next card? It has to be the dragon. Oh man, if I whiff, I really want all of those cards, man. I mean, the bats are flying, right? So shorted. Alright. This is so risky. Alright, I chickened out, alright? I have this ability. Alright, we're not going for this play because I'm simply scared. Alright, so they can steal some cards, but that's kinda it. What do we have? We have a lot of interaction and a lot of removal. If we steal the dragon, they cannot do anything on the next turn unless they top deck something. Let's go. Man, this is really scary. At least I know exactly how to play the deck. Like, if they use pylons, like, nobody uses this except, you know, me in my decks. And this is an amazing card. I like it. The fact that it isn't tapped and it instantly surveils is a big deal. And they will already benefit from this. So I think this is exactly my build. That's so cool, man. Alright. Alright. We will make magic cool, alright? So, we need to play Geeks on the next turn. I really hope they didn't draw a removal. My whole plan is this, hitting the board and drawing so many cards that, yeah, if they don't draw removal, I think in this card, I think we will win the game. If that's a removal, I think we are out. Please, please, don't draw it. They have something. I'm not sure if the pylons has priority. Please, man. Don't. Like, I'm literally just thoughts and prayers right now, because if Geeks dies or one of the bats, please, let me hit. I want those two cards, I need them. So the plan is that we get... No way, he just drew a card. No way that's a removal. I just need one turn when he doesn't do the thing that he's about to do. How? Every single time. At least we draw a card. That's insanely huge, and behold the value, because my one card from the top is not as great. Oh my god, this is crazy, man. I just need them to not draw a removal on a single top card of the library, because then they would... Yeah. I don't know how we play. We need to close the game with the Sphinx. I think this will be the Praetor, right? They have to target it. And yep, cool. So if they play Shelly, we go Sphinx into go for the throat and we'll close the game on this. I think we might still win, but it's definitely not as hard as it should be. And just one time, please. Draw a land, play a land, pass the turn and run like I do. That's the way to play the Magic. Well, that's a card. Alright, I hope you will be able to target hexproof stuff, you know? Even though, like, they actually needed to tap for full turn. This is okay, even though it's a land. It actually is a land that matters. Alright, one turn. They have three deadly cover-up in the deck, so they actually can sweep the board and win the game instantly. I know the build, alright? I know it by heart. I made it. So yeah, one of the 3 deadly cover-ups. When I played this deck, I drew 3 of them in top 10 cards, so yeah. that was fun. I hope our opponent doesn't have 5 mana. So this is 6 damage already, and we can force a Shelly block. They can go for the fish. Oh man, they cannot use this. This kills them. They cannot go for the Sphinx. I wonder what they will do, man. I think they lost. They need one more land to sweep this board and win the game. Because, right, they sweep the board, then I attack with Reef, they are at 3, they play Shelly, I cannot really attack anymore, and yeah, it's all about the top deck, so from there it's not hard to lose. So I need to go with the Reef. I need to go with the Reef. This also isn't a spell, so Sphinx still has the hexproof, because sure, that does nothing against the Sphinx. Of course! I mean, why wouldn't you, right? This is crazy, man. This guy just draws every card he needs. And I think he will still lose. He needs a third top deck in a row, otherwise he's losing. So I could play the Mockingbird, and we probably will, right? Because that means we have another lethal. This loses hexproof, but they had no cards, we have seen their full hand, and now they explode. Because they need to process that there is no card that saves them, except... No, even Deadly Cover-Up is not good enough because they need land on top of this. Man, they drew 3 removal from the top, and it still wasn't enough against our deck. Man, that was scary. This was really close game. Alright, let's see it. We are on the draw. We have way too many lands, man. Absolutely. Like, we have like too many lands. So we are basically at 5 cards. So, you know, mulligan could be an option, but I think we can make it work. We probably really want to go Phantom Interference, but then we will be a little bit too slow. So this might be a hard one. I'm not sure how we will play it. Alright. I think I know how we play it. 3-drop can be extremely devastating, but I think they are waiting for map token to be used on the Siren, and they want to hit removal on this. 2 mana suggests go for the fruit, but it could just be a cut down. Yep, they take the damage. And I mean, we probably want to go with this already. That's something they did not prepare for. Now they have 0 good targets. If they don't want to waste mana during this turn, and they do not, they need to kill a 1-drop, potentially with 2 mana play. So yeah, and then it opens all the map tokens, so when they finally tap, we can get all the value. See? They were waiting for this map token activation, but we're smarter than this. But are we good enough to draw cards that are not lands? So, we drew 6 lands on 10 cards, in a deck that runs 24 lands, so, well, you get your answer. And I want to go with another one. Phantom Interference is something we definitely need to play. This will be really hard, because I think they have another removal spell. Alright, more lands. They should know that we have something. This is such a weird... Yep. We just wasted potentially 2 damage. So they will know. They will know, and we are getting insanely flooded. I think we drew 7 lands on 11 cards, so we are basically flooding like crazy. Insanely crazy. I will take an island, right? I don't need to do anything, but I will still do, to avoid making any kind of mistake. 1 black should be enough. Man, we have so many good cards in this situation. Like, 1 Sphinx would basically win the game, most likely. Alright. Alright. Very sketchy. They know that we are waiting with some... How is it possible? Man, look at this hand. I'm basically drawing lands my whole game. Like, this is getting absolutely insane at this point. They also see that I'm keeping 2 mana every turn, so they know exactly what the card is. Thank you. See? Thank you. Alright. Do I want to pump another creature? Like, we couldn't pump this, but I think it's better to make sure that the next draws are better. They probably know exactly what we have. They know the Phantom Interference, and they probably know the Sphinx. However, they also know that we cannot play Sphinx into open mana, so if they keep it up, you know, there are options. Sure. In the end, they need to still play something. They probably want something like Demolition Field that bounces, shuffles the library. Alright. Alright, I mean, we can put some good pressure with this. They don't know about the Mirrex. Man, if I can win with basically 3 1-drops and nothing else during the rest of the game, I'll take it. I should probably use the map token. I think we'll be able to use one of them, so that was a big misplay. Like, it might cost me the full next draw. Bitter Triumph, taking the damage. That's okay. That is absolutely okay. They basically dealt 2.5 turn of damage, because this dealt 3. So that's a lot. And now we can go Mirrex. Yep. And that's my mistake. Listen, I need to admit to making a bad play, so potentially we'll miss 1 damage, but with this correction, at least we don't draw this. See? An amount of, like, how is it possible to get flooded so hard on 24 lands? I think I drew 10 out of 15 cards as lands. So I'm basically playing deck with 40 lands right now, and 20 non-lands. Like, imagine this kind of draw. Alright. And let's start making it. I think we will still win, just to be, you know, clear, but the amount of, you know, weird drawing that we are doing is just beyond insane. Alright, they know about this probably, but maybe we can steal some extra value now. The problem for them is that they can never tap really, because then we go for the hexproof Sphinx, and now we have a counter spell in case they go Deadly Cover-Up. So we basically lock them out of the game. We're basically having a grip over everything they are doing. I think this is the moment, right? I'm kinda hesitant. Can I try to win the game? So I'm definitely playing this. Oh man, this will be a bit hard. Sorry man, I need to think, because if we counter the apparatus, we probably will have to keep pressuring longer. If we allow this, this is a slippery slope, because in 2 turns they will absolutely smash us. But maybe we can close the game. The problem is that I think they will cast Deadly Cover-Up, then play a black mana and go for the front, and it kills the Sphinx. We can defend against Deadly Cover-Up, but not the other thing. And we'll lose Hexproof. I will try it. Let's go. Let's go, my friend. Now we have Hexproof, so it's not easy to get rid of this, and don't forget we have the Reef. We need to pressure them, because in like 1 or 2 turns they're winning. I was prepared, my friend. We are prepared for all of those plays. They can play the land in to go for the throat, and that's best. We also had Ertai. Man, we got flooded like insanely crazy. Over like close to 70% of land draws in an aggro deck, basically, which is an absolute instant loss. And we managed to, you know, win anyway. Guys, man, on the play, this hand would be premium. On the draw, we can still do it, but of course we are a little bit at disadvantage. Well, double bat it is. Double bat it is. We need to, man, Siren is such a deceptively good card. The fact that you instantly put some pressure and you can, you know, basically pump it to 2/2, that's a big deal. Is that a full control? It really does feel like it. So, I think we have to go with a bat, right? Then they will counter it, and we see from there. We definitely don't want to use the spare mana and basically invest our full turn into this. I'm pretty sure the bat won't survive, but hopefully the next spell will. Oh, alright. At least we will see the hand, even if it gets removed. Smite. This is very interesting. Okay, I need to think about this one a long time, because we can get lost, which means they cannot use mana on this turn. That's a big deal. If they play the talent, we can go with the Preacher, and then... You know what? I think it's get lost. I'm really interested in this decision to not cast it in response. I know what their plan is, but I'm not sure if this plan is good enough. They don't have guaranteed play for the next turn. Alright, we're risking here. If they draw the perfect card, we might really regret it. But I don't have a choice here. We need to be aggressive. We need to kinda roll the dice a little bit. Those 2 cards cannot be removal, and then I think we win. One of them is not. Tap land. I mean, it's Azorius, so I'm thinking about Helix, but obviously they don't play it. Alright, guys, we can go Bat. We kinda want the Bat, right? Okay, no I think we won. I think we won. It has to be this, and they will play Sunfall, and then we counter it, and then we win the game. I kinda think that they misplayed. They should know what we have in the hand, because there's only one explanation for this play. Well, that's another bad, but the point is, if they want to cast this, they need to spend all the mana. If we cast Bat, they might top deck another one and win the game. They should know. Like, there's nobody would discard, Smite if they didn't have a counter spell in this situation. Alright, guys. They have one more card. You know what? Let's go for the Painland. We can pump a little bit of damage, but I think we go with this. Most likely it won't hit anything. But I cannot risk that they have a card that matters. I need to force... Well. The power of more bats. Alright. Man, this deck is absolutely dirty. Like, come on, man. I'm triple batting on the, regular, manner. You know what? I'll take it. This should be enough to close the game. Let's pump all the damage we can. Let's swing. That's quite a lot of damage, and they need to, kill us in one draw. They're dead on the next turn. This has to be Sunfall or Lockdown, and they already used one of each. Yep. You just play triple bat and you steal more cards that they have in the hand, and that's an easy one, But it was close. One good draw could absolutely change this game. Alright, guys, you won't believe it, but we are 3 minutes in, and our opponent managed to play 2 lands and a spell, so that's where we are. I'm making this intro for this game for the 3rd time, because he's roping every single turn. So basically, we are on the play, and this is an absolute blessing in disguise, because with this type of hand, we can go super hard, and we negate it with the tap land, fully the 1st turn. I really hope that we can play Geeks. That's a big deal that we didn't, so, already a little bit unfortunate. On top of our opponent ultra roping from start, but hopefully he realized that he's in the game and he will start playing spells. You are going to play spells at some point, right? Alright, man, living the dream. I wonder, this seems to be a cut down on top of this, so if they are so good that they drew double removal, I think they will win anyway. You ain't no hunter, bro. You are the the herbivore. Alright, let's go for this one. Alright, a cut down. I guess if they didn't play it, School Dweller. Alright. And now we have our... Okay, guys. I believe. With this, I believe. We are going with, just full air. Because we are... I think on the draw we would lose this game, but I think on the play we have enough momentum that we can just go absolutely over the top. Those 2 cards make such a big difference. On the next turn we would miss the land. So with this we can really recover. I think we missed 1 land drop. And our opponent finally is playing the game. Thank you, appreciate it. Alright, Lifelinker, some Death Touch. 1 damage. That's the problem with this type of card. It does so little. We definitely play a land. And, well, they actually roped longer than they played this game. But you know what? I'll take my win. To be absolutely honest, I think if we're on the draw with this hand, I think we would lose. Just because we would be 1 turn behind. Alright, guys, we are going first. Man, I kinda like this hand. Especially the Escort, man. This could be really strong. Of course, we start with the Siren. Mockingbird is always better. And we also have the map token, but we probably won't use it. Alright, we need to be really strong. Okay, so this is a Forge deck. They didn't want us to untap, which is interesting. Alright, so we will go with the Escort, probably into Preacher. And this... Well, I see how it is. Alright. You know what? I'm kinda okay with it. We got Hexproof, right? It's super good. Absolutely super great. So we could go with the Bat and get potentially a card, or just go with Preacher. I really want this. Even though we cannot double spell, we don't really need to, and we can start making Bat after Bat. It has to be Helix. Like, no questions about it. They will surveil potentially. And let's pump this one, because we want to keep copying Bat, right? Oh boy. I mean, this is kinda okay. It's 3 mana. It has flash. I will take it. We need to start the damage going, because we kinda disabled them fully, but they will recover very soon. And we need to be ready for it. We need to be ready. They have two... Okay. So, we definitely attack, obviously. I can start making the Mockingbirds, or just go with Preacher. This is not the most damage, but I think it's good enough. However, if we want to get rid of those two, we need to start, copying stuff, basically. Alright, we'll go super risky way. Right, we want to disable both of those, and then they are forced to top deck something. I mean, I'm not risking it, right? I know how it works, but I'm still not risking it. We copy this one, because they have double 5-drop. So we need to make sure that we double cast this kind of stuff before they can have 5 mana. Let's pay attention, this is super important. I think they kept it, right? They can cast the thing on the next turn. Alright, no reaction, super important. Alright guys, triple bat, the opposite of my usual night. That wasn't anything, right? Right guys, one draw to decide the winner. I'm sure, please don't draw anything for 5 mana. They lost, they are not good at magic. Ladies and gentlemen, we just triple bat this guy. Man, this actually feels insanely oppressive. Like, look at this, I have his whole hand under my butts right now. Alright, we swing. And now we have to go with the Tidebinder, because even if they find an answer, we can always play something that kills them. If we drew extra land, we could also Ertai whatever they draw. And even with High Noon, like, we are so resistant to High Noon because we have flash creatures, so we can just spend mana every single time. And you just play triple bat and it's good to go, you know? Well, I hope you enjoyed the bat madness, and I'll be honest, I actually feel for my opponent. This felt so dirty. They had 3 different interactions or answers, and all of them were under my bats. Like, this is just cheating. However, I don't regret it, alright? It was fun. Mockingbird is a very interesting card that maybe we might see more and more in the future. We will see. But before we go into the deck, I want to say a huge thank you to our Patreon supporters. Thank you guys for making decks like this possible, and really, thank you. Just an honest thank you. So, the Mockingbird is something that I didn't pay too much attention, because it copies creatures, who cares? It doesn't even kill a creature or sweep the board or counter a spell. However, the fact that you can basically include this 1 mana cost into the value of creature you are copying, the wording is so weird on this one. So, with mana value less than or equal to the amount of mana spent to cast Mockingbird. So usually it's X. So you need to basically overpay for every creature, but this one is actually different, and I think this makes it so much better, because if you can pay the fair price for a creature you are copying, suddenly it becomes so much better, and the best targets are probably Preacher and the bat. So, interaction we didn't really showcase. Most of the time, you don't really want to, copy super expensive stuff, because you probably are playing on tempo. However, Ertai Resurrected has very good interaction. I actually didn't try it, but from the wording, I'm pretty sure it works like I think, because the wording here is very specific. Man, this card's power is mostly about wording. You may have Mockingbird enter as a copy. So it already enters as a copy. That means it should trigger all the abilities. So cards that do, when something, of course, it works with the bat, right? So that's why it's so powerful. So generally, Ertai has better synergy with this, because you can destroy a planeswalker or a creature. So in this final turn, you play this main phase, because you don't get flash, you still cannot play it at flash speed. So you can kill the blocker and hope for the last swing to win the game. However, even though the synergy is a little bit better, I think Sphinx is overall a better card left for the deck, so we only keep one Ertai just for this, you know, final play. But Sphinx is absolutely devastating in this deck. Honestly, I'm kinda regretting, as usually, Tishana Tidebinder, even though card kinda works because it has flash. That was the reason I put it in the deck, because we have so many flash creatures that, you know, it's deadly flash, alright? So we need some of them. However, I think Preacher and Geeks were always more important. So I think the deck could be a little bit better. If you are playing best of 3, probably the Tidebinder is better. So yeah, that's kind of the thing. We went 6-0, and you have seen actually all of the games. And the game that I think was first, and I said that I really want to win this game, that was the final game. That's why I wanted to win this, because I wanted to have this nice 100%. Of course, I'll be honest, a lot of games were, you know, could go either way if my opponent drew a card, you know, got Helix, Sweeper, something like this. So this is always a deck that kinda hopes that your opponent doesn't get this perfect top deck, because the Bat can remove all the answers. However, it cannot remove the one that is on top of their library. So, you know, prepare. But generally, when you get rid of all the cards that matter, it's very hard for them to find the answer to everything you have. And if you can set up Sphinx in time, well, you are probably winning anyway, because you don't need to cast a spell. So they cannot target it. So unless they draw a perfect sweeper, they probably cannot interact with this. And if you keep the mana open, even if they draw a sweeper, you can play one of your flash creatures and go for 3 or 5 damage at, you know, next turn, and then you can use Reef to even power it through. So if you cast Sphinx at the end step into Reef, you basically deal 9 damage after they got the perfect sweeper, and this is how you win a lot of games. So guys, I really like the deck. You have seen the results, you know, a little bit probably on the lucky side, but it felt that the deck is very strong, and Mockingbird, a very interesting card. I didn't appreciate it. I think it's very good. Well, Mono Red is probably the biggest problem, because against Mono Red you kinda have to race and you kinda need to win. But we have enough removal and interruption, I think, to make it work. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching as always, and see you guys tomorrow.